All right, today we're gonna try and finish installing the entrance stairs. I hacked them up the other day, and I'm gonna show you what I did actually. So stay tuned. Also, you see Frank of all trades. Girlfriend's gonna love it. Creamy peanut butter. Okay, today we're gonna finish off the entrance ladder. I bought this ladder off of Amazon. I think I paid like $300 for it Canadian. I know you can get it at Home Depot. I think for something like $195 sometimes on special. It's a step ladder it's actually a regular step ladder, and I started hacking it up. This is what I'll show you a picture of what it originally looked like. Usually it goes like this, but I cut off the feet and I took off the plates, and I don't need that anymore. And we're gonna come in and install it in our entrance. I think all in all I'm in like about maybe 50 bucks of material, with bolts, carriage bolts, wing nuts, and today I had to go and buy a 3-inch by 23-inch long flat aluminum bar, because I sort of made a mistake on the flat bars that came with the ladder. The other day I bought an aluminum angle to help me put the plate in the back. And you'll see as I go along what I did. But this is a very practical ladder because it actually folds flat. I did not want to spend $1,000+ on a specialty ladder, or even those accordion ladders that just fold underneath the box. I don't want anything hanging that it can be damaged in the woods. I know I see trucks with the ladder, it flips into the door and all that. I wanted something simple, cheap. Okay, maybe $350 Canadian, which comes out to about maybe $225 American, maybe a little bit more, but not a big deal. Anyways, I can live with $300. It's nice, sturdy, and it's always fun to hack up stuff and use it for something else that it's not intended to. So let's get going. Let's finish it off. Before we get going, I'm going to show you what I did to get to this point. You see me here. I was cutting off the back of the ladder, the part that I'm not really going to use. And if you notice, there's also the two aluminum plates that are supports that I'll be using for the back. And I was supposed to use one for the feet, like you see here. But unfortunately, I made a mistake and I had to go get another plate. This is the feet that I cut off about 9 inches, I believe, off the back side, so I could rivet it to the front to gain a little bit of height, because I didn't find that I had enough height. Over here, you see me taking off the plate from the legs that I just had cut. This is the plate that I use as backing. And here I'm gonna cut the plate to size, so it's my my top step, support for my top step. And after that, you're gonna see me, I got an angle that is gonna be used to hang the top step on the platform that I have attached on the truck itself. And now that's where I made the 3 holes to install the carriage bolts on the back of the top step to support the plate. And next, making the holes on the angle and the top plate. And the angle was riveted to the top plate, which you'll be seeing next. Anything that I rivet, I usually seal it with epoxy so that it has two it has a mechanical fastener and a chemical fastener. And next, we're gonna test fit everything, make sure everything fits together and works great. As you can see in the video, the legs are there, the bottom legs are there, but they're just held temporarily by screws. I just wanted to see if everything was fitting before I installed the carriage bolts on the platform, and that everything was nice and leveled. Now that I see everything is nice and leveled, I take the top plate and I start making my holes to install the 3 carriage bolts. And as you can see here, I have all 3 carriage bolts installed. I installed 3 carriage bolts on all 3 sides, so I can place my plate anywhere I want. All right, for one of the last parts, we're going to attach the legs that I cut off the other part of the step ladder and put them on the inside. And I went to get myself a 3-inch plate to cover everything. I'm going to put some rivets and epoxy everything together, and we should be good to go. Let's get the epoxy. There we go. All right, we let the epoxy dry overnight, so hopefully everything's dry. It's good. So we're going to give it a couple of coats of this paint that I have, this silver paint. Make everything beautiful. We'll see how it looks. And then we'll test it out on the truck. Looks pretty decent for now. If I don't like it in the long term, I'll probably just paint the bottom black. But for now it looks good. So we're gonna take you over to the truck and give it a test. All right, so now we're gonna see if everything worked out. Looks good. That's what I like about this ladder. It's very thin. I'm probably just gonna put it on the side of the box. There's another YouTuber that I got the idea to buy this ladder from him, Sean. He has a truck like mine. Well, actually, he put his own box on it, but he has some good ideas. I'll put a link to his channel below if you want to see his channel. Before I bought mine, I watched almost all his videos, so very detailed and excellent. So, like you saw me do, I added the legs, I epoxied them, then I added a plate in the front, and I put rivets, so everything should be solid. Well, let's give it a test. And like I mentioned before, I put carriage bolts on all three sides, so I have the option of putting the ladder against the truck, which most of the time it's probably going to be, so that I can put my hand on the truck and it's going to be stable. I can put it facing the truck, facing the door, or worst comes to worst, I can always put it towards the back, which is going to be the least viable option, if you want the desirable option, sorry, because once you get up, you have to open the door, so you have to step back. So the front and the side are going to be the ones that are going to be used the most, but I gave myself that option. So we start by putting our plate that I made. You see one wing nut, one wing nut. Looks like it's going to be solid enough. And then we take the stairs, we open them up, and I also put 3 carriage bolts here. And for good measure, we're going to put another wing nut in the center here. So as you can see, it's solid, doesn't wobble any. So we're gonna go and try it out. And I love having a platform before we get into the truck. Gives you I don't know, I find it safer to step out into a platform than directly onto a step. And I ordered some friction hinges for the door, so it stops swinging on me. But this is perfect. Well, this is how I did the step. Hope it helps somebody out. Give it a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.